Where is she?
Obey me, or she dies, apprentice.
We were so close to having a good story. The first Force Unleashed novel was pretty good in my opinion. It made a better novel than it did a game, or at least the story as presented in the novel worked better than it was in the game. For the second one, I don't think the novel was bad, but the ending, especially the epilogue, it veered into alternate history, with Vader being captured by the rebellion and essentially the original trilogy not happening as it did. And it's because of that that I have to say, it's clear that The Force Unleashed 2 is just not canon to the EU. The Force Unleashed 1, I think, works perfectly in Star Wars canon, in the Lucas saga. Unfortunately for the sequel, it doesn't. It's not canon. It can't be. It doesn't work, which is unfortunate because I think the majority of the story could have been canon. It's just the ending and the epilogue. It's the light side ending for the game. Maybe the dark side ending is canon, I don't know. In the dark side ending of the game, a clone of Starkiller kills the one we're following. He is Vader's apprentice. He's then sent out to destroy the rebellion. So it kind of feels like it's another alternate history ending where the rebellion fails. So either way, it doesn't really make sense. It's just not canon. And that sucks. It's the first time I've read an EU novel where I just can't put it into the canon of Star Wars. It just doesn't fit. The first Force Unleashed novel is definitely still worth reading. A lot of this novel is also pretty good. When Starkiller is going to save Juno from Boba Fett, that kind of drags on a little bit, but I like this idea that even if he is a clone or not, it doesn't actually matter in terms of how the Force views him. I think that's kind of interesting, and I'm glad it wasn't like a kept secret. He knew he was a clone, or he might potentially be one, and I don't think it really took away from his arc in the first story. When he returns after sacrificing himself, it doesn't feel cheap. I thought it would. I thought it would feel a little convoluted, or at least ham-fisted, forced maybe. It worked for me. And it worked throughout the whole book until the ending, where they went into an alternate history. That fucking sucks. And I think a lot of it just comes down to the fact that it's about Starkiller and Darth Vader's dynamic, their relationship. If that wasn't part of it, you wouldn't need to have some final resolution with these two characters where instead of having Starkiller die again, which would make sense in terms of keeping the continuity correct, we never see this guy again, so obviously he would have died. They just make up a new story. They just go into an alternate universe where the rebels win or the rebels lose and the original trilogy doesn't happen. I would have preferred it if Starkiller just rescues Juno Eclipse and then they just go off somewhere and live happily ever after and we just never see them again, and that's the ending. That should have been the ending, but it isn't. It's either Juno lives, we capture Vader, and the original trilogy doesn't happen, or Juno dies, Starkiller dies, the rebellion is destroyed, and the original trilogy doesn't happen, which is pretty fucking lame. And after reading both of these books, I have to say, he's definitely not as overpowered as people in the fandom make him out to be. He is still pretty powerful. He's a powerful Jedi, but I don't think he's more powerful than Darth Vader. He never comes across as super OP. Even when he's bringing down that Star Destroyer, the way it's written, it seems like any Jedi could do that if they really tried. The way he pictures the ship in his mind, the way it affects his body when he's bringing it down, it didn't seem like it was some easy thing, this OP thing. Like it is in the trailer, he kind of just brings it down and he was looking all cool. In the game, in the novel, it's not easy. And I think because you're playing this character in the game that's throwing people around with the Force, you get this idea that that's what he's doing, but the canon story of the game, at least the first one, is the novel. And in the novel, he's not overpowered. Not in my opinion. If I'm being honest, I'm probably going to give this novel a 4 or a 5 out of 10. I would give the first one a 6 or a 7. I think that's pretty reasonable. If you've read these novels, let me know what you think of them and their place in the overall canon of Star Wars. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.